Hi, welcome to my floor. We also have puppies joining us today. This is the KYY K3-2 portable monitor. It is a 15.6 inch 1080p display. This is my first time checking out one of these portable monitors from Amazon. So taking a look around the box here, on the back we can see all of the specs here. 15.6 inch Type-C Full HD portable monitor. It's an IPS panel. It has a 16:9 aspect ratio. Our outputs include a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it does have built-in speakers, so that's kind of cool. In any case, let's get this guy open, shall we? Wow. So actually the reason I even ordered this is because I dug up a bunch of my retro video game consoles. So I wanted a very just quick and easy way to test out these consoles before giving them away. So hopefully this portable monitor really helps with that. Ta-da! Alright, so first off here we get a nice little user guide. It should hopefully be pretty self-explanatory. How to use the smart cover. You can use it as an adjustable stand as well as a screen protect cover. Yeah, it shows you how to connect it to a whole bunch of different devices. Let us actually take a look at the device itself here. Wow! So taking this out, it's very, very light, very, very thin as well. Set that over there, and then we have some goodies on the bottom. First off here, we have a USB-C to USB-A cable. We have an HDMI cable. I believe this is mini HDMI to regular HDMI. We also get a USB-C to USB-C cable, which is actually very nice. It's really cool when companies actually put both USB-A and C. And then finally, we get a cute little power brick. It's a USB-A power brick, so, you know, just like an iPhone or something, at least the old iPhones. And that's everything in our box here. So there we go. Very straightforward, very simple. In any case, how about let's actually check out this monitor itself. So this flap just kind of magnetically lifts up, similar to, I would say, I guess like an iPad folio case or something, you know, it's just a magnetic flap. And then we can pull out, wow, it's super duper thin. It's actually really crazy that, you know, we have monitors that are this gosh darn thin. So here's how thin it is. I would be interested to see how this would compare to like the first generation iPad or something, you know, just to see how far we've come. I don't know if it's necessarily like iPad Air levels of thinness. I don't know, maybe it is, but it's definitely way thinner than you would think for a, you know, 15.6 inch display. On the side here, you can see all of our buttons and ports. So these are like the menu and navigation buttons, as well as a little 3.5mm headphone jack. And then we also get ports galore here, 2 USB-C ports and a mini HDMI port. You can also see the speakers here, as well as on the other side you have some speakers and no ports on the other side. On the back, you know, it's just kind of like a clean little back plate. Meanwhile, you can actually use this like it's, you know, pretty much like rubber feeling. There's like some hard shell to it. We can turn it into a stand. Once again, very similar to a lot of like folio iPad cases. It just like folds backwards like this, and then the magnets line up here. So you want the KYY logo to be facing outwards, you know, like opposite of where the display would sit. And then on the actual like folding flap here, there are little grooves, which I guess is where the monitor will sit. So you put your monitor there, fold this. I don't know, I think that's how it works. So there's our portable monitor with the stand. They do also say that you can use it in a portrait landscape, so you just kind of use it like that. Yeah, I have seen some of these portable monitors that have like a built-in kickstand, I guess kind of similar to like a Nintendo Switch or something. I do like that idea just because I don't really like when tech has all of these like parts to it. You know, we have a case to keep track of with the stand and the actual monitor itself. Like I kind of like things to just all be built built into one. So I don't know, just something to keep note of is that, yeah, you do have to kind of make sure you don't lose this cover slash stand as well as the monitor itself. I don't know, maybe that's just a me problem. In any case, finally, we can actually try using this. First off, I did bring my MacBook Pro here. Now, since I'm filming this, you know, in the middle of the living room, I don't have an outlet easily accessible. So what I wanted to try out is I have this Anker like external battery pack, and I wanted to see what happens if we just try plugging in the monitor straight into this battery, because I feel like that would be a really cool use case for this, you know, not having to worry about having an outlet handy at all times. Maybe you're on like an airplane or something and you want to plug in your portable monitor. So what we are going to try and do is we have the USB-C cable from the box, and before we try anything, let's just, you know, plug this in to one of the USB-C ports. Take this guy and plug it into our battery. Wow, okay, so yeah, it actually works. You can actually just plug this into an external battery. So as long as you have like some kind of external USB power supply handy, you can use this portable monitor pretty much anywhere. So I love that. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, our HDMI to mini HDMI cable. We're gonna plug one end into our monitor here. The other end, I am going to plug into my MacBook Pro. And wow, okay, there it goes. Easy peasy. Well, first off, I'm gonna try adjusting the brightness. On the back, you can see what all the buttons do, but it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Yeah, it's just 2 arrows and a square. Sorry, random note, you do have to be plugged into an actual input in order to use the menu, I guess. Like, you can't use the menu when you don't have anything plugged in. So we have our menu here. Now, how do we navigate it? So use the 2 arrow buttons. Okay, so you can adjust brightness, contrast, black level, and sharpness here in the brightness menu. Under the image menu, you have eco, DCR, and aspect ratio. Next, we have color temperature, so you can adjust the RGB, which is really cool. OSD setting, language, OSD timer, and transparency. Reset, mute, or volume. And miscellaneous, signal source, HDMI, low blue light. So it has, I think, a built-in like blue light filter, which is kind of cool. And then HDR mode, you can adjust HDR, whether you want it on or not. I don't know if this is like true HDR. I've seen some contrasting reviews about the actual HDR on this monitor, so I don't know. I don't really plan on using HDR, but you know, if you are someone who really wants HDR in a portable monitor, I think some people are better judges of HDR than I am, so just take that into account. In any case, what do you say let's go to one of our favorite YouTube channels ever. All right, let's watch one of this guy's videos. So right off the bat, I think it looks pretty good. It looks fine. I do think it's worth, you know, going in and actually adjusting the colors so that you get more accurate colors. It might look a bit like green. It might have a little bit of a green tint, but I'm gonna have to actually like carefully look at it. So using the 2 arrow keys here on the side, it by default adjusts the brightness. I'm not seeing anything here for changing the actual buttons, so it looks like you may have to actually go into the menu every time you want to adjust the volume. For now, you know, there is a mute toggle which makes it easy to mute the volume, and then the actual volume here, you can change it from the menu. I am curious, let's try turning it all the way up, see how loud this thing gets. Here's 100. Oh my god, it's so loud. Whoever this guy is, I hate his voice. So yeah, we have the volume maxed out here. It's pretty loud. Oh god, this is like everybody's worst nightmare, 2 of my voices going at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly pretty just happy in general that it works. Okay, let's turn this guy down. His voice is really annoying. So now that we confirmed that this thing actually works, how about let us try plugging in a retro console and seeing if I can easily test them out using this portable display. So here's one of my retro consoles. This is the PS1, which ironically enough, this is actually the model that comes with a built-in display, which I don't know, it's kind of funny because now we have this portable display. So this is really going to be kind of a stress test of this monitor, at least in terms of like compatibility, because what I am going to do here is I have this tiny little converter which takes the AV inputs and converts it to an HDMI. So, you know, this is perfect for retro consoles. However, this does require power from a mini USB port, and this does not have a USB-A port, so what I'm gonna try to do here is, this is a USB-C to USB-A dongle. I'm gonna plug it into this port. Then we will plug in our converter into that USB port here. We're gonna plug in our PlayStation into the converter itself, and then plug in the HDMI into the converter. So this is a big whole thing going on here. Okay, it recognizes the HDMI, which is actually really surprising. Here is the original Crash Bandicoot. I'm gonna pop it into the PS1. Wow, I'm suddenly like really excited about this. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Turning on the PlayStation. Please give us picture. Yo! The picture's all messed up, which I think is actually probably due to just the PlayStation not working. This is how I find out that this PlayStation doesn't work. But the really cool thing here is that it is recognizing that there's something plugged in. Now the disc is not even spinning, so I do think there is an issue with the actual PlayStation itself, which is kind of a bummer. Funny story, guys. I got this PS1 to work by plugging in the PS2 power supply into it, and now it shows up on both monitors here. So I don't know, I guess something's wrong with my PS1 power supply, but I mean, at least it works, so that's kind of cool. Let's try a different console. Okay, our next victim here is a PS2 Slim. I popped in some Gran Turismo 4, and let's see if this one works. I really hope it does. I don't know if you can see the dog back there. By the way, just kind of as a status update, our Anker battery here that has been powering the monitor currently still has a pretty much full looking charge, at least based on the little lights here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if this works. Please. Yo! Okay, it works. Now the question is if this disc is gonna work. So the disc isn't spinning, so that's kind of a problem. I don't know if I should be happy or sad that at least the PlayStation works, but it looks like the disc isn't working, or the sort of disc reader. I guess it is a good thing that everything is seemingly working here. The battery is powering this monitor. My little AV converter is taking the power from this monitor's USB-C port and then, yeah, powering itself. So that's actually really cool. It's too bad that it looks like these consoles aren't working. Oh no, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix this now. Update, we got it working. This is Nicktoons Movin'. I don't know why this works, but for some reason, I guess it just didn't like Gran Turismo 4. Cool. But hey, at least we know that, you know, the monitor itself works, so that's kind of cool. In any case, I don't know what this video is gonna turn out to be. Thank you for watching, I guess. Let me know in the comments if you guys are a fan of these, like, portable monitors. If you want to watch another one of my videos, check out the one below. For now, my name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!